So in general, we as RVers are a pretty trusting bunch. We'll trust our neighbor, we'll leave stuff out on our site, and we'll even leave our door open as we're running errands.
Yes. One time in a previous life, I even had an issue backing in a fifth wheel. And so I went to my next door neighbor, the guy with the biggest rig and the biggest truck in the whole campground. And I asked him if it was his truck, if it was his rig. And I asked him if he backed that rig into the campsite. He looked at me like I had two heads, but he said, yes, it is. And I said, okay, will you please come back in my camper for me? Because I am not able to accomplish it. And he did. And he did a really good job.
So it is okay to be trusting, but there are some areas that we as RVers must stop trusting and stop trusting now.
In this video, we're going to share with you those areas.
So the first thing, we need to stop trusting our memory.
Is that because we're getting old?
Nope. That's because during a crucial time, you don't want to look up and say, how tall is our rig?
Oh. He's referring to me, in case you're not in
Well,
on the clue.
Go ahead and tell that story.
Well, we were driving down the road and I saw a sign that said the overpass ahead. I was on a 4-lane highway, but the overpass ahead was like 11.4 or something like that. So I'm driving down the road and I asked Danny, I said, how tall are we? Can we fit under an 11.5? And he said, no, we can't.
We're 12.6.
So we had to slam on the brakes and get over in the side lane and then back up. We didn't have a tow car at that time, and it was our other Class C motorhome, but we almost lost it.
Yeah.
That would have not been good had I gone underneath that thing.
So,
but we fixed that problem. We have memory aids now, and the way we fix that is we take a little yellow Post-it note and put it on the dash so that whoever's driving in the moment of heat can just look down and see what's on the Post-it note.
Right, and we do the same thing for the weight of the rig. That way, if you come across a bridge that has a weight limitation.
We find most problems can be solved with yellow Post-it notes, just so you know. So the next thing you don't want to trust is Google Maps. Google Maps will get you into trouble.
Yep, in fact, that's what got us to that low bridge and almost to a weight limit bridge also.
Yeah.
So,
it actually took us into a farmer's field one time. We were in a car, but still.
So we gotta stop trusting it. Don't trust it. It's trying to take us down gravel roads, dirt roads, small side roads, and those can get you in trouble quick.
That being said, we love Google Maps. And when we're just in our car, we use it all the time.
And we use it for planning, so it's a great
Yes.
app to use for planning. And speaking of planning, don't trust the ETA on Google Maps for an RV, because the car is going to get there a lot quicker than a RV. We always times, if they say it's going to get there in 3 hours, we're going to times it by 1.33, and we'll be there in 4 hours.
So a solution to that is we use RVlife.
Yep, a lot of people get RVlife or some other app, or get Garmin that will keep you safe. But you can enter how tall your rig is and how much it weighs, and it will keep you out of trouble.
Right. We like RVlife, but even when we're using RVlife, we have Google running in the background because RVlife does not tell us the traffic. So that's the only downfall to that app.
Yeah, we do use Google with it just to tell us about the traffic up ahead, because it has live traffic.
Right, and RVlife does not yet. If Google would put the height and the weight of the rig in their app, it would be amazing.
Are you listening, Google? There are millions and millions of RVers out there that would love to use Google Maps for their everyday GPS. So the next area that you want to stop trusting is stop trusting your luck. You got to realize there's over 1 million more RVers just in the past few years that are out there trying to find a place to stay. So it's a time that we start making reservations. And if you want to be spontaneous, Lynn loves to be spontaneous, is maybe be spontaneous with a plan. If we get this far, we'll stop at Cracker Barrel. If we get this far, we'll call this campground, and already know what you're going to do. That way, you're not stuck without a place to stay.
So something you really need to stop trusting is the weather. Driving these rigs when it's really windy outside, winds above 20 miles an hour, is not a good idea. They are high profile and they will blow all over the place. One time when we were out, we literally had to drive 8 hours in one day so we could beat the bad weather that was coming the next day. Because we don't want to be out and drive in this bad weather.
And we normally do 3 hours a day or something like that, but we wanted to avoid those major thunderstorms that were coming through.
Right, because the wind is just not worth it. Now that being said, there are apps out there that can help you. We live in a society where you can always know what's coming up.
And what we use is highway weather. You put in your starting point and destination, and it'll give you every hour of what the weather will be along your trip. So you can kind of say, whoa, we don't need to go that far today. We also use the app called Windy, and I'll put a link to both of those down below. But that will tell you what the wind will be like along your route, so it will keep you a lot safer. So stop trusting the weather.
Stop trusting that you'll be able to find a gas station anywhere you want.
Yep, we've been places out west where gas stations were 30, 40 minutes away, and we've heard stories of people on the way to Alaska not being able to find a gas station.
One of the things that we do is when our rig reaches half a tank, we start looking for our next place to fill up. This does a couple of things. Number one, we don't have to worry about running out of gas that way. And then secondly, whoever's driving, the other person gets on Gas Buddy and starts looking for the best price that we can get while we've still got time to get to that station.
And the last thing it does is gives you a little bit of time to find the perfect station for your rig. We've seen some stations that are so tight and cramped that if you were down to fumes,
you wouldn't get in it.
You would be struggling to get in it versus planning ahead to get into the right rig. So stop trusting that you'll find gas that quick.
So if you found this helpful and you would like more videos just like this one, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Until next time, God bless and many safe travels.
And go RV, America.